This segment is sponsored by New Perspective Financial Solutions. As you prepare for retiring from the federal government, it is important to have a plan. So here to help us with that plan is Rick Hoskins. Rick is a financial advisor at New Perspective Financial Solutions, a DC-based firm that focuses on preparing people for retirement. Welcome back, Rick. Good to see you.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
All right. So in your experience, what do you believe federal government workers need to know before approaching retirement?
So as a financial advisor, I tend to wear different hats. And one of the hats that I wear is that I'm also a certified federal retirement consultant. So that means I talk to federal employees about their benefits all the time. And one of the first things I always start the conversation with is explaining the difference between the TSP traditional and then the Roth TSP. Most federal employees will overlook the Roth TSP, not realizing that they can make contributions to their TSP completely. They can have their taxes taken out from the beginning. So when they're retiring and they're in retirement, they can take those distributions completely tax-free, which is going to be huge if you think about 10, 15, 20 years. None of us think that taxes are going to go down. So being able to have that lump sum of funds that you can take out without paying for taxes will be super beneficial when you're wanting to make your retirement income last.
I feel like you would know more of what you're getting, right? You see it kind of building up and then all of a sudden, oh wait, I forgot to pay taxes. There goes most of your money.
Exactly. And it looks great at the end of the year when you don't have a bunch into the government for taxes.
Right. So what do they need to be aware of though with their TSP?
So one of the most important things is understand that losses will hurt you more than gains will help you. Once you've been in the government for 30 years and you've done that 30 years or more in service, you've pretty much already won the retirement game. But 70–80% of government employees will still have 80 to 90% of their funds in that C fund or in that S fund, which is where they're going to take on the highest level of risk, but also the highest level of gains. Now, on the other hand, if you're mostly into that G fund, you're going to have the lowest likelihood of being able to hit your retirement goals. So one of the things that we do is sit down with you to help you understand your risk tolerance and where is the best middle spot for your investment strategy, because we don't want to take on too much risk, but we also don't want to be too conservative as well. And then we want to build a portfolio that can adjust to different market fluctuations and volatility, because one of the things is for sure is that government employees, especially over the last couple weeks and couple months, have seen a decrease in their TSP, especially if they're a little aggressive. So that's a great time to come and have a conversation with us, and let's see if we can change the track.
Okay. And then for pre-retirees, what do you see those working in the federal government, any mistakes they make with their pension? What do they need to know?
I think one of the big things to understand is how your pension is actually calculated. So most government employees today are going to be on that first pension. And then the way the government is going to calculate it is that they're going to take your high three or your high three earnings years. And now what I tell people is that that's not your last 3 earnings years, but the highest 3 earnings years of your career.
Okay.
Then they're going to multiply that times your service amount. And then if you're younger than 62, they're going to multiply it times 1%. And then if you're 62 or older, they're going to multiply that times 1.1%. So that person that's 62 or older, they're actually going to get a 10% boost over the lifetime of their pension payment compared to the person who is under 62, who's going to lose that 10%. Now, if you're under 62, you do get access to what's called the Social Security supplement, which helps you bridge the gap from the time that you'll start taking Social Security in the earliest age of 62.
Right.
But the problem is you get to 62 and then now you only have 1 retirement check when you were used to having 2. And that will cause a lot of people to go in and take their Social Security way earlier than they need to.
So if, say, there's a market downturn, economic downturn, how can these employees put themselves in the best position?
So, you know, it's funny. There is insurance for everything. Like there's insurance for your house, your car. I mean, there's even pet insurance. But what most people don't insure is their life savings. So when you turn 59 and a half, you get to do what's called an in-service distribution, where the government will allow you to move the funds from your TSP to a traditional IRA that's going to give you more access to different investments. Now, say for instance, you have $1 million TSP portfolio and then the stock market drops by 50%. You're now at $500,000. But then say we get a 50% boost in the market. you're not back at your original $1 million that you've put in. But if you were invested in the fixed index annuity and utilizing that, you would have been totally principal protected and you wouldn't have taken on any of those losses. And you also get to do cool things like create lifetime income streams, and there's even some long-term care options. But the important thing to realize is that there are so many annuities out there on the market, and some are better than others. So we work with you to help you understand which one is the right fit to you. So we partner with you on that journey to make sure that the plan that we built fit the goals that you have for your retirement.
That's why we need the experts, right? There's a lot out there, but we want to get the right choices. Rick, thank you so very much.
Thank you.
For you at home, if you'd like to learn more about preparing for your retirement, New Perspective Financial Solutions has a great offer. Rick wants to help protect and continue to grow your money and also help you create that reliable income stream. So right now, for the first 5 callers with a portfolio of $250,000 or greater, they are offering a complimentary portfolio x-ray and retirement income plan just for you. This will allow the team at New Perspective Financial Solutions to sit down with you personally or schedule a call to make sure you are on the right track for a successful retirement. That number to dial is 240-335-8366. Again, that's 240-335-8366.